We're back! Yes, we're back with another episode of where zombies inspire us to be as awesome as we can possibly be. Now today we have an absolute legend, superstar champion guest on the show. He has written over 90 books, including the Gamer's Quest series and a brand new Royal Flying Doctor Service series, and of course the world famous YABBA Award winning You Choose books, which were illustrated by the equally legendary James Hart. I think he's sold close to like a bazillion books or something right now, and his name is George Ivanoff. George is safe and sound in his own zombie-proof house right now, so let's see if we can get him on the line. Hello, George. George, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here. Adam, are you there?
I am, George, and you, thank goodness you're okay. Welcome to well, we're going to talk about zombies, because zombies are awesome, and not just in like the face-biting, gut-spewing way, but also in the way that they can teach us to be awesome as well. One of these ways is that they're really persistent. Like if a zombie's chasing you, you can slice off its arms and stab it in the face with a chainsaw. It just keeps on coming. George, why is it important to be persistent as an author?
I think persistence is important because it's a difficult area to break into. Certainly for me, it took quite a long time. I worked it out that there was about 10 years in between the time I sent out my first professional submission to a publisher and the time that my first book was published in 1999. Whoa. So I was a student when I was sending stuff out, so I hadn't much experience, so really it wasn't very good. Looking back on it, I can see why the stuff was rejected, but being persistent and continuing to write and continuing to work on my writing meant that it sort of slowly got better and eventually got good enough to actually get accepted and published. But there was an awful lot of rejection along the way.
Yeah, I have heard that authors do get rejection. So, and if you've had a few, how do you push through that?
Well, in the early days, it was kind of like I'd put it aside and not do anything for ages. So I think there was a lot of wasted time there. Looking back on it now, I'm thinking, well, if I had just persisted consistently, I probably would have gotten through earlier, but I didn't. I would write some stuff, I would send it off, I'd get rejected, I'd do nothing for months. And then I'd write some stuff, I'd send it off, I'd get rejected, and I'd do nothing for months. And then I'd follow this pattern until I finally made a couple of little sales, like non-fiction articles to crappy little magazines that paid me $30. And I was sort of like, oh, I can actually sell something, and that would encourage me, and I'd go off and I'd write more. And so it was because of that encouragement, I guess I became more persistent, and I wouldn't let the rejections bother me quite as much, and then I would send out more, and eventually I got through.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I've stopped being rejected. I mean, even now, after 90 plus books, I still get the odd rejection. You write something, you send it off, and the publisher goes, well, that's not actually what we wanted. Try again.
Wow. Now, George, it's not just in submitting and trying to get published where you've got to be persistent, it's also in writing the story. So you're going to come up with like so many ideas for like your You Choose books and all your other ones as well. Do you ever get writer's block, and how do you push through it?
Oh, look, I think everybody gets writer's block at some point. And it usually happens at the most inconvenient times. Like you're getting close to deadline and you've got to be producing 2,000 words a day without fail, and you're sitting there and you're staring at a blank screen and nothing's happening up here. And look, there are a number of ways that I deal with it. I mean, one of the things I do is a forced writing exercise. So what I'll do is I'll step away from the computer screen, I'll get a notepad and pen, I'll put a stopwatch in front of me, time it to 10 minutes, and try to write non-stop for that amount of time without actually thinking too much about what I'm writing. So what I had for breakfast, complaining about the fact that I've got this stuff that I'm meant to be working on and nothing's happening, so I'm here doing this stupid exercise instead. And that will sometimes help me push through it. The other thing I'll do is sometimes it's just best to step away and do something else for a little while. And I find jogging helps. If there's ever a plotting problem and I'm stuck and I just can't go on, I'll go out for a 45-minute jog, come come back and it's solved.
Yeah, and sometimes that getting away, going for a walk or a run, like the answer can just come to you.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like the exercise kind of gets your brain moving as well as your body, and you just kind of, there it is.
Exactly. Now, zombies are really persistent because they've got a good why. Like they've got a good reason why they want to reach their goal, which is to eat your sweet juicy brain. So why do you keep persisting? Like when things get hard, why do you keep going on and not just quit, which might be easier?
What else am I going to do? I mean, sit there and do nothing. I mean, this is what I do. I write. Writing used to be my hobby. Now it's my career. I like to watch a bit of television, and I certainly like to read books and stuff like that, but I need to write. This is what I do. It's my ultimate goal in life is to continue writing, so why wouldn't I persist with it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now finally, George, zombies aren't just persistent, they also try really hard, like give 101.5% with everything they do. So, like, why do you think it's important for people to try hard, not just with writing, but with anything?
Well, you don't want, half-baked attempts out there, do you? I mean, in terms of writing books, if I just scribble away anything and it's not very good, and it gets published and it has my name on it, people are going to read this and think, well, this guy's a bit of a loser, isn't he? And I don't particularly want that, and frankly, anything that's worth doing, requires a bit of effort. So, yeah, I've got to put the effort in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us, George. Now, I do have one serious question to ask you. George Ivanoff, would you like to take the Zombie Inspiration Fast Question Challenge? Excellent. We'll take that as a yes. So here we go. George Ivanoff, your Fast Inspiration Zombie Question Challenge. Question 1. Do you have a plan for the zombie apocalypse?
Run.
Excellent. Now, if zombies take over the world and you're like living in a cave and you can only have 3 things with you, what 3 things would you choose?
Lots of food.
Yep.
Lots of water.
Excellent.
And a really big can of zombie repellent.
Excellent. Now, so you're living in that cave, zombies have taken over the world, you can have 3 famous people to live with you. What 3 people would you choose?
The Prime Minister of Australia, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the President of the United States of America. Because that way, when the zombies actually broke in, I could feed those 3 to the zombies and no one would care while I ran away.
Love it. Now, what would smell worse? A zombie or an author working 5 days straight on a deadline?
Author. Not that I have any personal experience in that at all. Shower regularly, really, honestly.
George Ivanoff, would you kiss a zombie?
Maybe.
Excellent. Are you curious, George?
If you mean am I a monkey, no.
Now, George, there are rumours going around that you love Doctor Who, and also that you carry a sonic screwdriver with you everywhere you go. Is this true?
Maybe.
Excellent. Now, would you happen to have one of those sonic screwdrivers with you right now?
I didn't bring them all, but we have!
Yes!
4th Doctor, sonic screwdriver. 3rd Doctor, sonic screwdriver. 10th Doctor, sonic screwdriver. 11, 12, sonic screwdriver. And just in case, the War Doctor's sonic screwdriver.
That is so good. Now, George, if a zombie was about to bite your face off, what would your last words be?
Ah!
Excellent. And finally, George Ivanoff, can you please give us your very best zombie impersonation? That was kind of freaky. George, thanks so much for joining us on. Good luck with everything, and please stay safe.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some very sad news. Unfortunately, after joining us on, George Ivanoff went searching for a number 2 sonic screwdriver. He'd never been able to find one in the past,
But it is my goal in life to find one of them.
George found that sonic screwdriver, but then he was attacked by zombies and he realised it was just a toy! George Ivanoff now looks like this. Let this be a lesson to you all. Doctor Who is a very cool show. It will not save you in a zombie apocalypse. Remember that, join the revolution, and also remember, if you really want to live, you've got to become undead. Bye!